How is it going, everybody? My name is the Cosmic Nerd, and with the release of Spider-Man Brand New Day just a few months away and Doomsday coming later towards the end of the year, I want to talk about how I think they could introduce us to Symbiote Spider-Man in the MCU. Now, this would involve a couple of movies, and those movies being Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man No Way Home, Venom Let There Be Carnage, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Avengers Doomsday, and Avengers Secret Wars. A lot of movies to connect to one universe, so let's dive right into it. Back in 2021, from the non-MCU Sony Spider-Man universe came the movie Venom. In the post-credit scene, it sets up the movie coming after Spider-Man No Way Home, where Eddie Brock and Venom cross over into the MCU, showing Tom Holland on the TV screen, with Venom licking the screen saying, almost with a bit of anger. Now, why is this? If you're unfamiliar with the lore, Venom and all the Clintar have a hive mind that connects to the multiverse, allowing all symbiotes to see events from the past, present, and the future of their own lives. Now, this brings me to wonder, why could Venom be disgusted/angry with a Peter Parker he's never even met? This is where Spider-Man 3 comes in, and really any media where Peter has a symbiote. See, all symbiotes need a host to survive, and it's very rare that a Clintar finds a perfect host. However, Peter Parker is exactly that. He was such a good host that even when Venom was bonded with someone else, the symbiote still remembers the bond that they shared. Now, I see Venom being upset for two specific reasons, both of which connect to the multiversal hive mind. The first reason being that in Spider-Man 3, Peter does kill Venom. After the final battle, Peter pulls Eddie from the symbiote and realizes that there's only one way to finish this, and that's by blowing him up. So what does he do? He grabs a bomb from Harry's glider and he flings it towards Venom. Now, of course, Eddie can't let go of the symbiote because it's made his whole life, and he essentially throws him onto the symbiote, and he dies in the explosion as well as Venom. Now, the first reason is definitely a valid reason, as well as the second, and the second is that in most media, Peter just tosses the symbiote aside like he's a play toy that he's done with. Now, of course, there's definitely a struggle to get rid of the symbiote, but the fact that Peter struggles so much and goes out of his way to get rid of the symbiote could set up how Venom could feel betrayed or heartbroken or angry with the fact that Peter would toss him aside so easily after the bond that they've shared. Earlier, I mentioned Peter being the perfect host for Venom, and now we'll bring in No Way Home. In the post-credit scene for No Way Home, Eddie is sent back to his universe, unfortunately, but he leaves behind a piece of the symbiote. So what if, hypothetically, in Brand New Day, while yes, Venom was angry with Peter, the piece left behind knows that Peter is pretty much the perfect host, and in order to survive, it seeks out Spider-Man. But how would it find him? We know that in Brand New Day, Spider-Man will fight Scorpion, Boomerang, Tarantula, and Tombstone. Now, assuming the symbiote can see without a host, which I believe it can, it would see on TV that Spider-Man is fighting his villains. And it gets the idea that it'll cling to a foe of Spider-Man, and the next time Spider-Man battles this foe, the symbiote will attach itself to him. Now, of course, this would be closer to the end of the movie, at the final battle of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, of course, this plan would work. The symbiote will stick itself onto Peter and hide for a while. We fast forward into Doomsday, closer to the final act/final battle of the movie. Doom kills Spider-Man. Now, assuming Doom is either defeated, wins, or escapes, we're gonna fast forward to the mid-credit scene. The heroes hold a funeral for Spider-Man. But then, boom, the worlds collide, and the Beyonder announces, I am from beyond. Slay your enemies, and all that you desire shall be yours. Nothing you dream of is impossible for me to accomplish. And the heroes notice that Peter's grave has been put on Battle World 2. But they have no time to worry about that. They need to go fight. We fast forward to the post-credit scene. There's a black screen, and we hear the voice of Peter say, Where am I? As he gasps for air, he punches through the dirt, holding on to his gravestone. He sits up dazed, wondering how he's alive. As he stands, he sees the battle and the chaos ensuing before his eyes. He can't believe what he's seeing. Heroes and villains alike battling on one big battleground. No, battle world. The camera shows us everything from Peter's point of view as he looks at his hands covered in a black symbiotic suit. The camera pans down to Peter with text on the screen as the battle ensues in the background. Peter Parker will return in, and we see Peter's symbiote suit in all of its glory as he strikes the iconic pose. The text flash, Secret Wars, and it cuts to black with the countdown of Avengers Secret Wars. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. I'm very nervous as this is only my first video, and even now I'm pretty nervous recording this. But I know that all the support and feedback that I get will help me to grow and better myself as a content creator. With that being said, the Cosmic Nerd out.